Nah, I didn't want to. I got this, y'all. I'm a professional streamer. You can trust me.
I believe you. You got it.
Is anyone a professional streamer? What does that even mean?
It means pain.
Driving in your car.
You know what it means? It means pain. That's what it means.
I was gonna say surprisingly little.
Okay, moving this, put that there, audio output capture.
Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bomb is shaped like a deer. DUI, how about you die? I'll go 100
I've been avoiding watching this video in its entirety until this moment. Bergen truck. Oh my god.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Truck!
What the hell? Whoa.
Oh, that's just like a very good animation.
Yeah,
I
it's
love that
the
artist.
animation one. Yeah.
We can check out some of
Honestly,
these. I've
his
seen a few of these
animations are
floating
really good.
around. I'd love to check some of them out towards the end.
They're really good. Yeah, so hey, how you feeling?
Hey, yeah. We're here. We're queer. I'm in fear.
Fear.
But yeah, no, we're here to discuss some Deltarune. I guess I've been requested by my friends here to offer my personal Deltarune theories. So I guess I have a start off question for you all about like what aspect of like the theories you want from me and that kind of thing. Like what are you
like a
curious
starting point
about?
to go off
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Because like I could just dive into it, but it'd be a lot, I feel.
I guess
You know what I
I
mean?
guess my starting point, which I think everyone is probably wondering, is who are your suspicions for the night, right? What do you think's going on there?
Always bet on Night Papyrus. Like it's definitely Papyrus.
Papyrus night!
Thank you.
Always bet on
Also, probably a
Papyrus
good
Night.
warning for anyone in chat that this is going to be like huge, giant, extreme, major Deltarune.
Oh yeah, I posted. It was a Deltarune discussion and documentation is the stream title. I also posted like on it's like end of chapter 4 discussion, but I will put an extra little thing.
Listen, you'd be surprised at lack of reading comprehension.
Hey, we put no spoilers on this stream. How many times have people still came in with spoilers? Like reading comprehension is dead. Okay, so actual theories about the night besides Night Papyrus, which okay, I'll be 100% real with you. I do think that is, while not a plausibility, a possibility. It's not impossible.
Sure, I mean, any cat could be under the box until you lift it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Schrodinger's papyrus.
There may or may not be a skeleton under here.
My
pinky to my mouth, like gold.
Holy shit! Put him in a closet. Then you have skeletons in your closet.
That's me.
Actual theories regarding who the knight is. I think the best evidence is, well, okay, so here's the interesting thing. The Dark World seems to create like a fantastical, imaginative world out of the world around where it is created. Correct? Like that seems to be like the what is happening there in regards to the Dark World. Also, I'm messing with my audio balancing, so for people in chat and or y'all, if my audio is too loud or something, please let me know.
Yeah, for sure. I think the exact like given understanding of Dark Worlds currently is that they're based off of the different perception you have at night and the way you see things at certain angles. So because things are darker and more is left up to your mind, your imagination fills in the blanks between the spots of what is and isn't. And that is what a dark world is.
And that like
It was
influences
also
what is there and not, right?
Right.
yes. It also there's a major component showed off in chapter 4 that the person who makes the fountain makes a lot of the shaping of that dark world.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is what we see a bit of in chapter 4. So I think there's two ways right now that it can be interpreted. I think there's, without a doubt, it relates to the Holiday family. Like there's no doubt in my mind it relates to the Holiday family for various a wide variety of reasons. And we can go into that more and like the connections with the Holiday family, but it absolutely does. The two main theories that I'm kind of cooking right now on both involve Des and Carol, but are kind of flip sides of the same coin. One of them is that Des, because they've been real fucking cagey about what happened to Des. Like, real fucking cagey about what happened to Des. There's been implication that she just left or ran away. There's been a few hints that she maybe fucking died. I with the way that the lake has gone, I think there's evidence that she maybe fucking drowned herself or just in general. I don't know if Toby's going to go that far into it, but it is a possibility. And I think if it is that route, Carol is attempting to create the dark world to bring her back because of the like mourning the loss, the heartbroken nature of it. So I do think that's like one of the options. And the other option is the flip side of that. Des ran away and is attempting to create the dark world to make a world more suited to the kind of, and a little reaching here, but like the punk lifestyle that she sort of idolized, loved, supported, and was not allowed to express around the family. That doesn't sit so well with the like church gothic religious aspects of the dark worlds that we've been seeing, which would slightly lean more towards Carol. But if you think about like, oh yeah, who actually made the dark world, where they came from, what influenced the actual like religious nature of it, I have another two minor theories and then one real reach theory. The two minor theories are Toriel and Noel. Toriel and or Noel doing it unintentionally, I think. But at the same time, those are weaker because every time we've seen a dark world made, it is very intentional. It is a conscious action that you have to do to open up the dark fountain. It also seems like you have to kind of know about it and know what you're doing in order to do that. It the real wild theory, the real out there theory is, and y'all probably aren't surprised by this because I've been kind of cooking on this the whole time, but is Ralse. But the reason why is not for reasons why we might initially think. I think Ralse could potentially continually trying to start and then subsequently end dark worlds, trying to find a specific one, or trying to find the right one, or trying to find one where it changes slightly. So he keeps resetting things, trying different heroes, trying different dark worlds, trying different combinations to try to get, as he said in the end, a different ending. There has to be a different ending.
Well, I mean, to lend a little bit of credence to that, if you remember in the very beginning of the game, the first time you step into a dark world, you do save over a file.
So I guess I could pitch out another theory on a little bit of stuff that I've been compiling around a little bit. So obviously we talked about Rousey a little bit, right? If you notice a lot of times, and it's especially prevalent in chapter 2, a lot of individuals forget Rousey's there. As if they're not supposed to be there.
Yep.
This happens later on as well.
And he says that people from one dark world are not supposed to be able to survive in another dark world. He's also been like, oh no, I'm from the dark world. I can't like go out into the real world. But I don't fully believe that, right? Like it contradict him being a darkner actually contradicts a lot of the information he presents about darkners.
Yes.
Right. He kind of flies, like his existence flies in the face of the understanding of like who he is, despite him being the like understandably unreliable narrator of those things, right? Like Ralph says, like darkners can't go to other dark worlds because they turn to stone, and then you watch Lancer turn to stone. In
And it's like, why doesn't Ralsei
the
do that? And he never explains the whole time. Like, I think Susie even asks him why, and he's like, I don't know, maybe I am okay in this one too, or maybe this one. I think he has like some offhanded comment about like it's their like Chris and Susie's imagination, but again that contradicts with Lancer because I feel like Susie would be able to anchor Lancer if that were possible.
Would you like to know what the popular theory is based on
Sure.
this?
Yeah. No.
Hi, Cyrus.
Hello,
I have another
Cyrus.
thing to add to this, but Clary, go first.
Okay. The popular theory going for Ralsei and why he can go to every dark world without any problems is, if you'll remember in a lot of the memories, Chris is always depicted as like wanting to like fit in with everybody and be a monster too when they're younger. And they have that headband of like little horns that they wear. And the running theory is that Ralsei is those horns and can go to all of the different worlds because Chris constantly has that on their person.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
and
was
that
one of the
actually
prevalent theories.
go ahead. Sorry, Skelly.
The other theory some people are thinking as well that I've heard tossed around, this is a crack shot theory, is in that same vein. There's one other item on Chris's person that's not cataloged in your inventory that could represent the knight, and that's the knife.
I could see that. Yeah, with the like the explanation that darkners are just items given personality. I refuse to believe that Ralsei is not a save file left by Azrael. Like that, to me, that just fits so fucking well. The like trying different saves, resetting, trying different routes, that's a video game save, right? There's so much play in regards to what saves you're doing, what saves you save over, what saves you actually save in, the various save locations, and that kind of thing. It is not lost to me that Ralsei shows up right before a save location every single time.
Another fun theory is because we're talking about how things turn to stone, right, in wrong dark worlds. This is where my theory on this came together, was in chapter 4 where Susie does it and creatures reverse from being stone, right? The ones created by the knight were suddenly stone, and the ones that were already stone were no longer. And the only ones you ever see turning to stone from other dark worlds are currently only the ones from the one in the school. Now, all these ones we're running into, besides the one Susie made, is made by the knight, right? I've seen some people theorize that the one in the closet may be made by Noelle.
Which in the closet?
In the school.
It's Castletown.
Got it. Castletown is made by Noelle.
Because it's cross-pollinating with a dark world made by somebody else. Some of my friends are theorizing that if it's made by the same person, they could jump between those dark worlds just fine.
I could see that. Go ahead.
If I may proffer my own theory about this, that I've spoken to Molly about. It's mentioned a lot of times. Well, the bunker where we know there's currently a dark world open, is an emergency bunker. It's like an emergency shelter. And it makes
Mhm.
sense that an emergency shelter is going to be connected to the key facets of any like town and community. So I think the closet might actually have some sort of passageway or entryway to like a tunnel that would lead to the bunker, and that the
Oh.
Castletown Dark World is in some way connected to the bunker Dark World, that has not been closed and is still open.
So that could
And
lend
that's like a
credence
big like
to
who the hell opened it, right?
so something we kind of see with the most recent chapter is two dark worlds without it being immediately obvious that there's a second dark world.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of coexist near each other. And
Yes.
what we can kind of see from that is dark worlds can absolutely exist without anyone knowing if it's just in a place that no one goes to. There is, in my opinion, without a doubt, not without a doubt, there's a high likelihood that there is a dark world in the bunker currently.
I it makes sense that the school may have like for like keeping children safe, right? In case something big happens, they would have like an emergency tunnel to get to the bunker. They're
Mm-hmm.
relatively close to each other in town, so having that as like a shelter, like to help like children escape, makes sense. Having a connecting thread.
The question I have about the bunker is for why? For why? For why is bunker? For why is
Yeah,
bunker there?
there's a lot that we
Many town exist. Don't have bunker. This town exist. Have bunker. Why have bunker?
This kind of spirals into more, but like yeah, we know very like in the world of Undertale, we know that there is a war between the humans and the monsters, and that the monsters get locked underground.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Deltarune is in some way a reflection of Undertale, and that there is in some way conflict between the humans and the monsters, but we don't know fucking shit about the humans. We don't know jack
We don't
shit
even know
about
that
what
Chris
happened with
is a
that.
human. We do
We don't know
not
what
have
war
any
happened.
confirmation that Chris is a fucking human. We just
Well, we
say
know Chris
over and
has
over again.
human parts.
Well, they just say over and over again that she's not a monster. And it's like how to care for humans and stuff like that. There's a lot of evidence that Toria was looking into how to care for humans, but Chris themselves is anomalous.
Right. I mean, described by the prophecy as a cage of human parts for the soul, right?
Mm-hmm. Chris is okay. So one of the things I think is interesting about the blue design with Chris repeatedly coming back and like them making a note about it is I think that there's a good chance blue most commonly in media and in like fantasy media is used as a color to refer to death and or undeath, most commonly those two. And in many media, creatures like a Frankenstein or something like that, a
Funny enough,
monster made of human parts is shown or often depicted as blue, like a corpse goes blue when it dies. There is a very good chance that Chris is a monster. They're just an artificial one.
there's a the fact that Chris in the Dark World they have the Metaton Neo color palette is not lost on me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a ghost inside of a machine.
Yarp. And what is a body if not a biological machine?
There's also the fact that we know that Chris in some way needs the soul to function, right? We know that Chris has been incredibly different since whatever happened with Des, to the point that they didn't start acting differently until like we came into them at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we
They
know that
make
their
that
relationship.
very clear throughout the game.
Right, and we know like so like their all of their relationships have deteriorated. Asriel went to college, whatever happened with Des happened, and Chris has essentially been severed from all of their relationships, either by something else or trauma or themselves.
I don't mind y'all
Um,
spoiling do we have in the weird route any more information on Des?
I don't know that we have more information on Des.
I can answer. I can answer that.
Mm-hmm.
I can answer that with confidence. We do not. In fact, it comes up just as much and or just as little as the normal route.
Thank you for the answer, Saris. Also, you may have missed Saris, but I was providing some ideas regarding Des and them, and I provided my biggest theories regarding the night. And that is where the Des conversation started.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would. I think it super makes sense that Chris. If I again can also please anyone else tell me to shut up if I'm talking too much. But I think, kind of speaking to the blue meaning dead, it's clear that whatever accident happened, like that got Asgore fired from the police force and like started this weird obsession with him working with Carol and like Toriel brain, whatever started that whole like the accident is the core of like the last domino falling that tears both the families apart.
Mm-hmm. And we don't know what the
whatever
outcome of the accident is. We don't know what happened. We don't know where. Like, yeah,
Right.
we
We
have
have
very
some
little
contextual
information on it.
clues, though.
We do have
Yeah.
what?
We have some contextual clues, which I can lay out.
Yeah. And I've
if-
kind of picked up on some of the ideas about where it could go story-wise based on the contextual clues, but if I've missed anything, feel free to lay it out.
So here's what we know, and because people like, was Asgore responsible for failing and like maybe Des dying or something bad happened? It's like, well, you also have to think about the fact that the very family that child was theirs, like, has Asgore working for them in their home, and it's obvious. Like, this is also my insurance inspector and like tax filing coming out in me. A maid job isn't going to cover all the expenses for a business, so Carol is giving way over the top to keep his business going, so he can keep doing what he's doing with them to help. What is obviously going on is some kind of internal investigation between them, because both of them have the crackpot corkboards in their houses. They are clearly working on something together.
It is most likely, I think the biggest likelihood, because I kind of laid it out a little bit earlier, is that Des is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Which
If
again
I
lends
may.
credence to the night theory.
Carol is currently desperately funding Asgore's work. And we know that Chris has a direct tie to Carol and is in some way working with them and or the Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty... this part I feel pretty certain about in my head because it just makes sense like narratively. I feel like Asgore has found that way to keep Chris alive because whatever happened at the accident killed Des and Chris. Like either Chris died or was grievously injured. And I think Asgore has been trying to keep Chris alive through funding from Carol in whatever the fuck he's doing. And only recently have they like made more progress in like finding a soul for Chris, which is why Asgore now is like, I'm so close. Like I'm so close to a breakthrough. I can't stop now, right?
This connects to the flowers in the second story, and it's because he says they are very rare and exotic.
Right. So it would make sense that whatever he's doing, especially with those flowers, is like trying to keep Chris alive and make Chris like whole again. Especially since Asgore's whole thing is like desperately holding on to like the past that doesn't exist anymore and trying to put it back together, right?
Trying to get back something that isn't there anymore.
He's trying to put Chris back together because he doesn't want Chris to be dead. He's trying to put the family back together because he doesn't want like all of those memories that he cherishes to like. Right. But I think all of that culminates to the fact that I think Des is dead in some way. And this is Molly, do you want to point out the thing that you like to point out to me a lot that we don't commonly that we don't like think about pretty often vis-a-vis like death and dying?
Which part? What do you mean? Sorry, I've
Um,
been withholding things because I have so much to say, and I
Yeah.
want everyone to get their lick in. So I've been like ruminating on stuff.
I mean, I'll take on
Yeah.
for Claire is that like they don't show something in a story for it to not be relevant later, and I believe Gerson was that bit that people's perception can be altered for someone to be alive in the dark world.
Well,
I
so-
know exactly what Clary is talking about now.
yeah, do you want to say it?
So we know what happens when someone is dead and in the dark world. Like if the remnants of them is there, right? We don't know what happens when someone dies there.
Like in a dark world.
We don't
Like, what
have
happens-
any information about like what happens to any characters or like a monster or a human when they die there at all.
You know what? You're right.
And we know that the
just
night
know
can
that it's
exist
possible.
above ground, right?
Something that's like I'll kind of like dig into it like a little bit with death, and that I feel is like kind of important with like the existence of dark worlds and the fact that they're reflections of like someone's psyche, is that like the reason why Gerson exists in the way that he does is because someone had to see him that way. Someone had to view Gerson in that light. Like he's a silly old like kame senin ass teacher who's there to guide you through the hero's journey. Like that's how he's presented. That's how like he exists like within that world. Which means that like it would need to be someone who was like old enough to be able to see him as a teacher, because that's what he was. He was a teacher at the school before he passed.
So why was Undyne
and then Alphys
taken?
took it. I mean, well, like for it's like a different thing that I think of, because like I mean the immediate ties are have to do with like the code, obviously. Like Asgore, for example, would probably know what the code is because he works for the police, or at least might have ties enough to it.
Can I?
Kind of this. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. There's something that always really sticks out to me, specifically when I think of like the level design of which we see him in that first world, because obviously, like we understand the imagery is that he's like a scholar, right? And we see a lot of this imagery harken back to like in an RPG sense, almost like the stereotypical wizard, but like my personal, and I don't know if this is going in a totally incorrect direction, but I think about like my historian lens, my anthropology lens, and specifically the work that I've done with like medieval literature, right? And I think of like the people who were the scholars, the people that were writing down the text, right? Where this is going is in the way that I think some of the imagery that we see in the background level actually, I think, ties to the church, right? Because we see the bells, right? We see a lot of elevated and almost, I think a lot about the way that the prophecy almost looks like stained glass, right? And we can't ignore that in regards to that level design as well. The usage of water is not lost on me either. So there's a part of me that wonders if he's not only connected in the church, right, as well as the school. And the other thing that kind of grounds that thought process for me is the way that Toriel is also connected not only in the school but also in the church. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Mega Man's...
Yeah, I think. Oh, you go. Sorry.
I was just gonna say Mega Man Xander in chat posted that they're hoping that Azrael going to college isn't code for something else, and I I could see that. I could see that being a possibility.
I really
you
hope
tell a young
not.
child that they went off to college.
I hear people say that a lot, but I don't think that like I don't think that Toriel and Asgore would be like, he's coming back for the festival.
Yeah,
If
that is
was
the
like the case.
mhm,
That's
that is the
true.
evidence
Like
against it. Is
I don't
everyone
think
talks
you
about
would
him
tell
visiting?
your kid and break the delusion that fast.
Yeah, everyone talks
Get
about
their
him
hopes up for something
visiting
like
and
that.
like looking forward to him visiting and like maybe we can
Mhm.
do something together when he comes back and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Though that could play into the, accident. He's keeping Chris alive. Maybe he's trying to bring Azrael back, right? But it does seem a little bit longer of a shot just because it kind of goes like it would be very obvious, right? Azrael wouldn't
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, I didn't go to college when he came back to life. So there is that aspect to it.
I don't think that like everyone would be so kind and speaking about Azzy and being like, hey, can you tell your brother to like message me soon or talk to me soon? That would be really cool. Unless they
Yeah.
like went out of their way to specifically delude everyone about that idea, which like isn't out of the realm of possibility, but I don't think that they would lie to Chris about it. That feels
True.
about him coming to visit specifically.
True. It
Like,
does
that would
feel
just feel
weird.
weird.
That it does feel weird though that they're like that everyone is like, oh yeah, tell your brother to get back in touch with me. I haven't heard from him. Like no one's fucking heard from him.
Well, to tap into that, again, my own little pet theories, but I feel like it's so hard for me to say one thing without getting into everything. So I will try to focus on just the Asriel thing, but like connecting back to everything else, with the context of the save file that we save over and the obvious like literary irony of Toby like kind of alluding to the fact that prophecies are bullshit through Gerson and that you should be questioning it. The like obvious who is the prophecy about, and the fact that Ralsei is always talking about wanting to do it again. I don't actually think Ralsei is Asriel. I think that Asriel is part of like the original group that went into the Dark World that like started this accident, right? It makes sense that maybe Asriel, Chris, and Des were like an original group of little shit fuckers starting like fires and being rebellious, and it very much reads as like Des is very punk and is getting Chris, who's like a rebellious troublemaker, to come along, and Asriel, who just wants to look out for both of them, ends up joining them reluctantly.
Actual Chris, not our Chris, not the Chris that we play. Actual Chris is a fucking punk ass.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, like, not the Chris that we play as, but the one that we're essentially controlling. Like, yeah, Chris is totally a little fucker. It's why, like,
shit, but he's also like, yeah, he has his friendly bits too.
But they're very endearing, right? Like the whole thing, like the reason why everybody draws animatics and stuff of like Chris and Des getting along is because it's alluded to that Chris it was always kind of like Asriel and Noel were more cut from the same cloth, and Chris and Des were kind of cut from the same cloth.
That is the implication they get.
You can see one of Chris's shirts in Des's closet.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it makes sense to me if like everyone does actually think that Asriel's at college just being very studious and diligent and not talking to anybody, and in actuality Asriel for like the first time in his life is being rebellious on his own and trying to like figure out what's going on with Dark Worlds, either like investigating them on his own or like burying himself in work that's not related to college and kind of like just fucking off somewhere. Like it would make sense to me if he came in during this new chapter and was kind of this chapter's way of giving us an info dump and kind of expanding our vision of the world, because we currently don't know who that would be for the next chapter. We only have the like illusion of Asriel coming back for the festival, so it would make sense if at this dead end where characters don't know how to get into the shelter, are having a lot of turmoil between each other and everything going on with the bunker and the dark worlds and the fact that they just beat a titan, it would make sense if they go to the festival, Asriel shows up, finds out that they know about dark worlds, and then all of a sudden we have a confidant who's been working on this stuff, and it's like, oh wait, everything is bigger than we imagined and there are people on our side.
I could see that. Okay, so the reason why I'm pulling these up, if you're looking at my screen, this is the Asriel Undertale sprite.
Which he has the Deltarune symbol on his chest, and in Deltarune, Rousey has the Undertale heart on his chest.
I just do think it is interesting. While not likely, this scream has always stood out to me because of the way the mouth separates and everything. It looks very like the facial shape is elongated, and it is very it could be kind of deer-like. I've seen this theory, the Asriel is the night theory, and I think there's possibility to it, but the horns curve in the wrong direction, and I'll be straight up, they look more like a deer to me. I think there is someone we haven't talked about that is very important to all of this, that absolutely is relevant in some way, we just don't know how yet, and it's Rudy, right?
Yeah, like why is he sick?
Why is he sick? In some way, him being in the hospital is related to the Dark Worlds. There's no doubt in my mind. We're just not sure how right now.
I think it ties back to the accident, probably.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, and if we're leaning into like the dark world being made is in relation to maybe seeing Des again, it could also lean into curing Rudy of their problem because there's fucking real magic in the dark world. It could probably cure whatever's wrong with him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, leading on that though, there is, and Toby does love this trope, and I also love this trope, which is why I'm suspicious of it, but very charismatic, very understandable, very relatable villains, while the people who aren't potentially villains seem more suspicious. So I do think there is the possibility that like Carol's looking into all this stuff and it seems like really sus, and you know, Carol and Rudy aren't potentially getting along, but Carol and Asgore could potentially be looking into the Dark World stuff on the, hey, there's this danger that keeps showing up and we don't know what's going on, and one of our kids went fucking missing in these Dark Worlds. I do think that is a good likelihood that like Des is gone because Des went missing in the Dark World, and like you said, we don't know what happens if you die in the Dark World. So I do think that those are both possibilities. There is, in that case, going on that logic, a option where Rudy is the knight, because in the Dark Worlds, Rudy can be stronger because of magic and belief and that kind of thing. But why can't the knight beat them outside of the Dark World? Well, Rudy's sick as fuck.
I've had thoughts as well about the possibility, and I realize this is out of left field, but I think about like when you're that sick, how bored you are. And we've seen like Dark Worlds created for a multitude of reasons, right? And from a multitude of things, and a lot of we talk about the string of like nostalgia, but one of the other things that like kind of clicked in my brain as a potential pattern, maybe it's looking too far into it, maybe it's not, is the fact that every single thing we see is an activity that can either be done solo or can be done together, right? And so I've been sitting on, not necessarily fully committed to it, not necessarily fully leaning into it, and I don't necessarily think that the game at this point fully supports it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rudy just straight up in his misery and boredom, trying to do something positive for himself, just straight up created a dark world. Like that wouldn't surprise me at all
That
if
was
we
my
see that
first
something.
theory. Like that was my first theory in the game, and I still don't think it's necessarily wholly wrong, because like kind of going off what you're saying, Saris, one of the first lines we get from Rudy is how he wishes he could play games with Noelle again.
Yeah, exactly.
And what is like the first thing that happens in chapter 2 is Noelle is part of the game.
Exactly. And if I may, like at least for the first like 3 chapters, we see a heavy lean into technology, right? Which tends to be a lot more accessible when we're looking at things related to, I just think of like, maybe this is a form of nostalgia in its own right, but like I think of how a lot of times 90s and 2000s kids would spend time with electronics when they were sick, right? That was like our go-to, was like video games and movies, right? So that also isn't necessarily like lost on me, the fact that like we go from chapter 1 to then chapter 2 to then chapter 3, and it's only in chapter 4 that we start seeing something a little bit more, shall we say, analog.
You even have Chris at a couple, or Rudy at a couple moments say to Chris, you better be careful with my daughter, you better keep her safe, that kind of stuff. And the obsession with Toriel, it's not like obsession, but like the connection, the focus on Toriel could absolutely relate to the Knight, because we see and have seen on multiple occasions the very comfortable relationship between Toriel and Rudy, and I don't think that's something that can be like fully ignored, because they make a point to mirror and foil the relationships between Toriel and Rudy, and then Asgore and Carol.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, like personally speaking from like, sorry, not to talk over anyone.
You're good. That's what this is.
Yeah. Just from like a writing stand, I don't know. There definitely could be the kernel of something in Rudy, and I think there's something going on with Rudy for sure, but that in my brain is the realm of, we have so little information on that it could be anything. I think the power of imagination is definitely there, and like we're speaking to the kernel of what that theme would be about, right? Because you're an adult who's more whimsical, you end up in a hospital bed who can't really go and do anything, you exist in a world where imagination can spawn new worlds based on that imagination, and then there's the very clear fork in that path of, you're either consumed by wonder and whimsy and create fantastical worlds for yourself to escape to, or you're consumed by dread and anxiety because you're stuck in a hospital and you feel bad all the time. Right? So like that as a writer is not lost from me on the perspective of like Toby crafting this narrative and trying to draw parallels to each other. I think in terms of just like the relationship of him and Toriel versus Asgore and Carol, it's supposed to show us how differently things have gone for the families breaking up, right? Because you have kind of like, neither situation is good. They're both bad in different ways. Asgore and Carol are essentially completely estranged from their kids and the rest of their family. They're consumed with this task that they're working on. But arguably, the task that they're working on is probably pretty significant, considering other people in the town don't know that dark worlds exist, and that they might be the ones trying to get to the stem and the root of something that like could cause a very bad problem. We did see a Titan show up, and we did as kids have to be the ones who deal with that. And if you're an adult and you see a dark world happen and you go, what the fuck is that? And then someone else's kid dies or gets hurt, like of course you'd be consumed trying to find a way to stop these things happening, right?
You don't want that
like,
to happen to your kid. Yeah,
it makes sense, and that's kind of countered by Toriel and Rudy being really close with their kids, but if you notice, their kids kind of have to take care of them oftentimes. There's a lot of moments where, like, at the end of this most recent chapter, Chris is kind of tormented by the fact that Toriel is not really paying a lot of regard to the fact that they are still home and kind of just getting like drunk and fucking around with Sans. And Rudy is very overbearing on Noel, but Noel oftentimes has to kind of drag him down to reality and keep him a little bit more
Grounded,
pragmatic
yeah.
and grounded, right? She has to be serious about things. And that's not a healthy relationship to have with your kids either, right? If they know about the dark worlds, and you know, Rudy's sick, so he can't do anything about it, but Toriel's just not doing anything about it, that checks out to me, right? Because she's just like, oh, dark worlds exist, but it's consuming my husband. Clearly that's not a good thing, and they're fucked up. If we just don't do anything with them, it'll be fine.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going.
To like yes and you on that front, I think that's part of the reason why I'm even willing to buy what I was saying earlier before, right? Because like if you have a parent who doesn't necessarily see like all of the negatives, right? Like say Rudy, I mean, we haven't really seen him kind of have that more or less like you said, pragmatic or even like fully rounded perspective of like what is going on. And I understand that we don't have much dialogue to go off of, right? But like if I think about the kind of cues that we do have, it wouldn't surprise me if it went into the direction of like, oh, but like we can use this, right? Oh, but like this'll work, right? And there's kind of that mentality there of like maybe we can use we can use the thing that was actually bad to help us when it's not a clear picture of what's going on. And and to your point about Toriel, yeah, I could 100% see Toriel sort of taking that sort of stance that you're talking about, especially if, and I understand that Undertale isn't Deltarune, but if you kind of remember in Undertale, she's depicted as a character who's like, no, if you stay away from the monsters, right? If as Frisk, you stay here and you stay with me and you live in this little hole, like you'll never experience danger and you'll always be fine and you'll never get hurt. And I would not be surprised if some of that carried over into this version of Toriel, where it's like, if we just don't touch the dark worlds, everything will be fine. If we
She's
just
ignoring
don't touch
the
them, if we
problem,
don't explore them, like if we just stay away from them, then everything will be fine and no one will get hurt.
Yeah, these characters are not the same, but they still carry the same facets of their personalities, right? And so, like, you can really easily see a scenario where Asgore and Carol get consumed by the bad that's happened and, like, sink away from the world working on this thing. Rudy, in the moment of discovering the thing and whatever happens, tries to use it because he's so, like, I don't care, it doesn't matter, everything's whimsical. And that's why he's sick now, right? Maybe something happened in the dark world where he tried to save Des, where he tried to help her. Whatever happens, it backfires. Now he's sick. And that especially lends to Toriel being like, we can't interface with this. We shouldn't interface with this. It doesn't fucking matter. Let's just not interact with it and we won't lose any more of our kids.
Is it okay if I interject
Of
about
course.
the Rudy stuff and kind of stuff in general? So I don't think Rudy's the knight. And I think that something that's like really integral about Deltarune's themes, as I've kind of mentioned before, is like loss and escapism, and what you do with that, like how one kind of responds to those things. Something really pertinent in chapter 4 has to do with like how Susie wants to deal with that, right? Susie wants just full escapism. Like everything should be the same. I wish the day, like everything, every day could be the same as yesterday. We'll just keep doing this like over and over again. But escapism isn't just like, I'm gonna sit and like play an RPG or get lost in this book or like kind of indulge in like the these forms of media and what have you, but kind of also goes into like escapism from reality as like a whole. Kind of when you think of like like, sorry, I'm trying to remember how I'm phrasing
You're good.
things.
You're good.
When you get so lost in something because you're so fixated on it, it's really easy to kind of become blind to everything else. And that's really apparent in both Carol and Asgore, because as they are like trying to do this thing that they think is righteous and like really important and like finding escapism through it, they are also neglecting their kids, they're neglecting their families, they're neglecting many things around them. And kind of to speak on like the theme of loss, I'm kind of leaning into the idea that Des is just death. And that any efforts that might be being made to deal with the night might be to deal with the fact that Des is already dead and we need to do something about that so she's not the night anymore. Because if we can, bring this idea of Gerson back to life, who's to say we can't do it with someone else, right? Sorry, collecting myself a bit again. I think that something that's really integral to the holidays and their kind of story is that when you lose sight of like kind of everything else around you because of loss and getting stuck in grieving and denialism, when it comes to like narrative purposes, it's really, I can see the narrative through line of reminding these characters like Asgore and Carol specifically, that they need to care about the things that are present. Like, even if Asgore's relationship with Toriel is gone, because it's just done. Like, it's very obvious that she's moved on and doesn't want to have anything to do with it. He needs to focus on his relationship with Chris and with Asriel, because he's just tarnishing. Like, he sees like Chris dealing with all of this stuff, but like he doesn't interact with Susie at all. He doesn't ask who Susie is. He doesn't ask what like Chris is up to or what they're doing whatsoever.
Who does it?
He's just
Asriel?
very
Or Asgore,
obviously
sorry?
Asgore.
Yeah.
Like he's barely interfacing with them in any meaningful way as a father.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same with Carol. She's just ignoring her marriage and entirely, almost entirely neglecting any of like the real pain and suffering that Rudy is going through right now. As he's sick and as he's dealing with this illness, and all of that has been like shifted onto Noelle. Like, Noelle is almost always there, like whenever she can be at the hospital, and present around her dad like all the time. And I think the narrative kind of leaning into like the acceptance of loss, the importance of not overindulging oneself in escapism, and remembering the importance of like what's around you is really strong. So that's kind of like where my brain like leans with it. Like, it would make the most sense if that's kind of where we're going with things, and thus like any of the dark worlds that are like were previously opened were probably opened by either like Chris or Des or Asriel, and then the kind of more recent ones, as we see Chris like take the soul out of themselves and stuff, are obviously like opened either by Chris or just the Knight, which could be anyone at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like where I land on the whole
Mm-hmm.
situation, is that like those themes seem like very core and like important to everything.
I don't disagree, and I
Mhm.
fully see what you mean with those themes. I just don't see how they preclude Rudy from being the Knight.
For sure. I think I think it's because if you tie not everything can be the night, right?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
There has to be like this kind of like narrative through line for every and I think through like what the story has like shown us so far, if you haven't like engaged with any of the secondary media like the Spamton Sweepstakes, the website itself for the Spamton Sweepstakes, even like the Undertale anniversary stream as well, that like if you're just interfacing with Deltarune without having any assistance, it would make sense that the narrative is trying to push Carol to you as the knight, more specifically. Just kind of based off of like the interactions that she has with you within her house, and like the phone calls with Chris,
Which
and
with
leading for that to be Des to be the twist there.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Because I was like, with Toby, that to me says that Carol isn't the knight.
Yeah.
I feel if sorry.
No, you
Go.
go ahead, Sarah.
I feel like the other piece here, and I'm not gonna spoil, right? But I feel like there's like, no, I'm very deliberate. I don't want to spoil, but I feel like what makes the night specifically sit in a very odd place for me, right? My stance is I'm not in a position where I actually feel like I can lean in any direction. I don't feel as though I can actually pinpoint, oh, I'm pretty sure we're heading in a direction where it's going to be this character or that character. Is in addition to what you're saying, Molly, is also the weird route. Again, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to spoil. But where I personally sit, I feel like we haven't seen enough. I don't feel like the narrative and the additional content has shown us enough to point in a specific direction, even with the specific like design choice. And that is not to say that I think any of that discredits the conversation between whether or not it's Des, whether or not it's Rudy, whether or not it's Carol, because especially when we do consider the physical like pixels on the screen, right? But I think the thing that makes it really difficult personally to go, I think it's this specific thing, is simply because the information that we have as a whole almost contradicts itself on multiple different points. So where I sit is no spoilers, pointing at you, Leah. I can't wait to see how your opinion, I will not say changes. That is not, because I fully believe that there's a version of this where you like double down even harder, right? I don't know where you're gonna land, but I'm very interested to see once you play through, shall we say, the alternative routes, where exactly in the camp you sit with all of this and how that sort of evolves with the additional information you do get.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I am excited as well to see.
To speak, I also, to be clear, because I might have misrepresented myself, I also don't think there's any possibility for Rudy to be the knight, as at least right now. And I think it's kind of because like where we are right now in terms of characterization, it would go against like the writing style we've seen in Undertale and Deltarune. I think there's a tweet that I read that I like very strongly feel, which is that Toby Fox is entirely unable to write like an unsympathetic character, right? Even in Undertale, the worst characters have their reasons why, right? Like Flowey is a character that we all end up like bawling our eyes out for because it is simply a like horrible instance of fate that brought him to the person that he was, right? And so I feel like at least right now, Rudy being the knight kind of flies in the face of goodwill and understanding we have of Rudy the character, because so far the knight has been depicted as monstrous and cruel and unfeeling. And they very clearly are doing what I would say are just like chaotic evil actions. We do not know why they are trying to bring about the end of things, but we do know that regardless of what the prophecies say and how they are meant to misguide or mislead, a Titan being summoned is a very bad thing and will lead to the end of the world. And the knight has no problem summoning one in chapter 4. Which to me, if that was Rudy, would make sense. It doesn't make sense for me for it to be like, it could be Carol in my brain because I'm like, oh, Carol at least has good intentions and is trying to do a thing that she thinks is going to bring about things that are good. And I suppose you could say the same for Rudy, but then it doesn't go along with his characterization because everything that we've seen of him so far doesn't paint him as someone to be so rigorously tied to his beliefs that he would kind of estrange himself from everything and do something that like dark or drastic. Which is kind of why there's like a dissonance there for me, even though like he could technically be the knight. He definitely has the imaginative capability. I definitely agree with like the things that you two said, Saris and Leah, to like set him up as like a being of power. I just think it is going to lead to a different point in the future of like a fork between whether he turns out good or bad based on actions that we have taken in the world, right?
See, it is always I'm always so skeptical of any sort of prophecy. So the idea that, oh yeah, the Titan absolutely leads to the end of everything is very well evidenced, but at the same time, I could very easily see someone like Rudy, who in the conversations in the hospital talks about wanting more excitement in his life, wanting to be the hero alongside Noelle, wanting to play games with her again, wanting to get out of the hospital bed and do something more interesting. The conversations in the church with Toriel, I could very easily see him being like, oh yeah, but we're just going to deal with this problem. I get to be powerful in here. It's that and this is going to be a weird pull, but it's the grandfather from Spy Kids 3D, right? I just want you to look at me here or outside of here the way you look at me here, right?
So I'm yes-anding you, Leah, and I didn't want to get too personal, but like when I see Rudy, I see my dad, and my dad was very much that kind of person where like he utilized, especially when he was sick, escapism as a way to make himself and the people around him not see him as powerless, right? So just to throw that in there as like I think some of that mentality also comes to like not wanting to feel powerless, but like choosing a specific way to accept that or to defy that reality. Sorry, just popping into yes and you.
The way he tells Susie to take care of Noelle, it to me read, when I first was at that scene, it to me read as him knowing the dangerous shit that these three are getting up to, and like including Noelle, and wants to make sure that she's safe, wants her to be safe because he knows how dangerous the shit that's going on is. Which just implies knowledge, doesn't imply action, but knowledge is definitely something that not everyone in the town has regarding this. I'm not tied to Rudy being the knight. Like, I'm not like die hard. He absolutely is. Fuck all other theories. It wasn't even like in my top 2 theories when I was first pitching at the top of the stream. I do think he is a good likelihood. I think it is almost without a doubt a member of the Holiday family.
Yeah.
Also,
no,
sorry,
like
I hope it didn't come off as though
100%.
I was outright denying you or anything.
Oh no, not at all. I was more just going off of like for me that's a back and forth. Like you never have to worry about disagreeing with me and me thinking that like you're shutting me down. I come from a political science background. That's like the game. That is what you're supposed to do. You want things to push back against the points you're making because it helps you strengthen your points and also understand other points and potentially alter what your thought process is.
Well, actually, whenever I push back on something, it's because everything I believe is right and everything everyone else believes is wrong, and I'm literally the smartest, so...
What are you, Republican? Yeah.
Pain, damage, noise,
Yeah.
poison tick.
It's psychic damage, psychic damage, psychic damage.
Don't remind me of the current state of the world.
That's why we're escapisming. All right, I am gonna really quickly head to the restroom and hit an ad break for us, but I'm gonna start the Spampton sweepstakes while I'm gone.
Yay!
So I'll be right back, but I'll be listening along with everyone else.
The prizes.
Hey, Wade.
Prize.
God, this sort of like production is so cozy. It just reminds me of being in like my friend's foyer in his like shitty like in the shitty house that his like rich grandparents had by like a shitty lake, and just watching this big ass CRT on like the weather is currently, and it's just playing the like like just
It's me,
soft
Spampton.
staticky
Hey,
jazz.
Spampton. Hey, Spampton. Here at the one, the only, the Spampton Value Network. Welcome, one.
I
welcome
return. I
all.
made it
Who
just
wants a
in time
prize?
for the Spampton
No.
Network.
Who wants a wild prize? You want a prize? You want a prize? You.
Is this
you.
fucking Toby
Anyone can get a
Fox?
prize at the Spampton
No.
Value Network.
It's Wayne Raising
Toby Fox
TV.
is a very small man.
What do you mean? I thought he was a dog.
True.
I was gonna say, yeah, nice one, Sayers. Nice one, Sayers. What do you mean, man? What is a man?
Also, I don't recognize Wayne if he's not screaming.
God bless Spampton. And now, and now, an excerpt from
The
Ode to
fucking
Spampton.
cuts are S tier.
He showers our souls with incredible deals, and with hearty peepus, our hearts he so steals. No
Peepus.
fool would be greater than he who denies that Spampton give me the chance to earn wild prize. Not a circus clown who's more sick than he's funny, a lovable salesman who give me free money. You may ask, who is next?
It's
You may
free
ask,
money.
Who will be? Who will be the secret boss of adventure no free? Me don't knows, and me don't cares. Me only cares about Spampton. The rest can go up in the airs. Please pay $4.99 to continue the poem.
I paid $4.99. Where's my poem?
Sorry, that's in Kroner.
Fuck. Is it Kroner or Cromer? I can't remember. It's Cromer,
Cromer.
right? Cromer.
Yeah. Why is he there?
Do you know this man? how much of this video is just like bumpers?
Who's ready for a wild, wild, wild prize? Spampton's wild prizes are ready to be given. Spampton's wild prize is here. It's Spampton time. Who wants a prize? We're giving them away. If you enter the Spampton Super Sweepstakes, you
Was
could
this
win
official?
a wild prize all of your own.
Mhm.
And tonight,
Holy
we're here
shit.
to tell you all about those prizes and all about their value.
I was like, this could be a fan work, and then I was like,
See
wait a
some
second, this
prizes.
could also be
Prize number 1.
real. It is real. Oh god.
The peepees. We'll do that one more time, everybody at home. These chewed up Spampton wrappers, not what they are.
Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
Spampos. Spampton.
First up, we've got Fan Gamer gift cards. Give the gift of fan to your favorite gamer with these cards. You'll be begging to call them Fun Gamer after you swipe these little guys in your favorite slot. Up to $50 value free. Shirtwear. No shirt, no Spamton, no service. This product fixes all 3 problems in one itchy little bundle. With
No
Spamton's
Spamton.
lovely smile on your torso, you'll soon forget which is your real face.
No, looks cool or weird.
Spampton's old socks.
I'm sorry, I hate them.
Spampton's old sock official Spampton toilet paper. You'll be
One
begging
of the
to be
notes was aged
You'll be begging
and
to give the
used
gift of paper to
heavily
your favorite toilet with the
Aged
collection of
and
portable ink
aged?
You'll be begging to
For the
corrupt toilet
socks,
paper.
yeah.
Why are the
Worm
socks
from
a-
the string.
Toshi's.
This
Worm.
is trendy like I own a worm. Are you a single mother? No? Well, you will be soon.
I hated
This
toilet
one's
paper just
coming to your
used.
house.
That,
Like it or not.
sorry.
Are you a single mother? No? Well, you will be soon.
Years inside the ring for nothing. Years inside the ring. Years inside the ring. Years inside the ring.
Years inside the
So
ring.
much pain, and that's value.
Previously worn by great luminaries such as the Pebble.
So much pain,
Prizes.
and that's value.
And now somebody won them. And who are you? That
Okay, I need a bumper count. Hold on. I need a bumper count. We're stopping here. We're doing a quick bumper count.
Okay.
7 minutes in. All right. This is first bumper. I need a bumper count. Hold up. 1. That's technically a second. I'm counting that as a third because there's a break. There's a 4th. There's a 5th. I won't count the flag as a bumper. There's a 6th. I'm counting that as a bumper. That's a 7. That's another one. Oh my god. Not a bumper, that's an ad. And alright, we're up to 9 bumpers, 7 minutes in. Molly. Yeah, you won the championship, Momo.
enjoy your prize. You will get a confirmation email informing you of your prize. Make sure it doesn't go to your spam folder. Now I will juggle. So let's do
Hello, everybody! Ladies and worms!
Oh god!
Spampton B. Spampton! Behold! From
It's my
So-
goat! It's my goat!
It is I, Spampton!
So in regards
Thank you,
to
Joel.
rotoscoping software that like Joel Haver and them use, you're supposed to go through each frame individually and pick which like interpolated frame you want.
the hell did you do that? Who are
And
you?
I guarantee they were going through and choosing the worst
The
possible
suit. No, that's my
ones.
job. I'm Spampton.
But I have the suit. Don't mess with
I'm
the balls.
Spampton. What do you even? We don't have mocap.
What?
We don't have.
Don't
mocap.
get out of here.
We don't have mocap. And I'm Spampton. I'm Spampton A. Spampton.
But get out of here.
You don't.
No, don't touch the balls.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Ow.
We don't even have mocap.
What the out of here.
I love the fake window behind him too that goes
That's
to the
a
sky, which is
10.
clearly wrong.
It's the 10th bumper.
Hungry?
Hungry? Hungry?
Experience a new frontier of sustenance with the Spampton Neutrinos, your first and only
No.
stop to your next wonderful meal. Simply apply the nozzle to your mouth and siphon nutritional substrate, making sure not to blow into the nozzle. You'll feel satisfaction in seconds. The
Blow in the
Neutrinos is filled with a nutrient-rich slurry, which is easily administered out of the nozzle.
That a
quickly and
vape?
efficiently sending food to every part of your body. Do not blow into the nozzle. Don't let dehydration or hunger slow
No,
you
it's the
down.
neutral now.
Don't wait. Don't ask your doctor.
You gotta keep up here.
Is right.
Do not blow into the nozzle. I'm sorry, all I do is blow.
I hate that it feeds you a slurry.
Is slurry like a curry for racists?
Oh man.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
Spamptons, do you know? There's only one Spampton in the globe. Do you love my Spampton globe? Get ready for wild prizes. Yo, Spampton A. Spampton, back at it again. Don't know what that was with, but we're here with Prizes 2, the sequel.
Did I miss a bumper there? Yeah, I did miss a bumper there.
We're here with Prizes 2,
11.
the sequel to Prizes. Our first prize of the second prize, the wild prize,
Spampton after not surviving. The new ideal corpse of everyone's favorite salesman, finally contained in glass, not spreadable for easy snacking. Wrong.
I hate them in the
Congadero crossing sign. Uh-oh, Congadero. Ha.
Uh-oh, Kunga, what?
Cookie of boy.
Cookie of boy!
He may be smart, he may be small, but this little boy is one heck of a ball. Bursting with inedible flavors, this limited edition face.
Inedible
looks so handsome, do not
flavors?
touch. Next, we have the fur-authentic cardboard box, which seems to be covered in hair. Hair.
All my
Spam
cardboard
candle,
boxes are
Spamton
covered in hair.
scented
Cats love
candle.
them.
Did you ever want to smell Spamton? Because this scent-exclusive candle smells just like my ass, which I love to smell all the time.
Smell that ass?
Potassium.
Banana. Oh, banana.
Chris, get the banana.
wow, prizes. Holy Toledo. Those prizes are coming to somebody. I don't know who. The answer is inside me.
Oh, that was a bad transition.
that was rough. And this just dropped randomly too, right? Like this just came out of nowhere.
Well, it's for a charity stream. So this was like
Okay.
live streamed, which is why there's all these silly stuff because they were bid on.
You got him. You will get a confirmation email informing you of your prize. Make sure it doesn't go to your spam folder. How about I juggle for you?
Again. Oh my god. Yep. Yep.
What are
What are you?
The soothing sound of the songbird. The lush rustle of the meadow. All of these sounds and more can be found in this new audio CD, Top 100, The Natural Sounds of Spam.
I don't like seeing him like a real person.
Bygone classics such as Spam.
Really? Because I see more out of him like a real person than I do not.
Joining in.
I know, but it's always, it's cute, but it's also on some, like, look, I'm not gonna say I'm upset when I see all of this Spam Tenna Yaoi everywhere, but it's, on some level, there is a small part of me that's upset seeing him have normal proportions. What? What did?
Huh? I'm counting that as a bumper. That's another bumper. There's 2 more bumpers. We're up to 13.
Spampton, oh Spampton, of my friends, you are the best. An object, heart-shaped. Please take from my chest. I'll give you my
What?
wishes. I'll give you my pores. Crummer sandwich I feed you, like money-filled s'mores. You are honest and perfect. No need
Okay,
to
he
pretend.
said Cromer sandwich. I heard Coomer sandwich, and I
When
was
I have
very
to
concerned
and
for a
want to
second
live,
there.
I'll make sure his haters have not long to live. I'll smash my TV with a battering ram.
I'll kill my TV with a battering ram.
I'll brush my TV with mayonnaise and slime.
I'll crush my TV for its horrible crimes.
I don't need a TV anymore. Spampton is here, and he I adore.
So I look like because the thing it doesn't work anymore. I look like Spampton, right?
Yeah.
Good.
You look like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Spampton Value Network, your home of wild prizes and crazy times. Now it's time for you to get a word in. We're opening our phone lines to speak directly to our callers at home. Callers, call in now. You have to go to the phone.
What?
You have to go to the phone. You have to go.
What?
You have to go. You have to go to the phone.
Now. While Spampton heads to the phone room, we're going to announce some more wild prizes. And
Would you believe that this event spawned insanely niche and important modes of information and lore for Deltarune?
I believe that.
Stupid nerd. Look how scringly tingly.
This disgusting yet popular animal will win us so much money, this time selling medical supplies.
This disgusting yet popular animal.
Heart Locket. Let it rip. Bay the most popular kid on the playground when everyone sees who your best friend is. Kill the other kid's toys by swinging him around like a mace. Believe in him, and his barrier will protect you. Spampton, Mr. and Mrs. and
Believe in him, and his barrier will protect you.
1, 2, 3. And presto, I now pronounce you Spam-en-ton. Shut up and kiss me now. Just be careful, I'm using this to cut up my favorite string cheese.
What is happening in the background there?
PB's bath rug. Ooh. Ooh, ow. Ouch.
Peepus.
Ouch, ouch, ouch! My foot is wet! Oh, good thing someone left this bath rug here, and the Peepus fibers are so soft and snug, I think I might just curl up and make this my nest. Embroidered bathrobe and slippers. A little long in the bathroom, but don't want to seem kind of weird? Spampton bathrobe. Put it on anywhere, and come right out. Your friends will be none the wiser. Great robe, great brand, and of course, great Spamton.
Perfect for the B-room.
Great Spamton.
I low-key want to know how much this man was paid.
This isn't just a poster. This
The
is a type of
correction.
revolutionary technology
He was paid in 10 million kroner.
Don't miss out. The value is dropping as we speak.
Wow, that may be our best batch of wild prizes yet. But who's gonna take them home? I know the answer.
You can tell me. That was meant to be a yes.
I don't know. I have no idea. I know this was a charity thing, and since it was run through Fangamer, I don't think he was paid a lot.
No, but it's very much, you know, you get the energy, right, of like someone is being paid to do something very silly, and you just want to know out of like sheer morbid curiosity.
Yeah,
it's like
no,
how
like,
much money enabled you to unleash this much fucking goofus energy.
Exactly.
Like,
For Wayne, I bet it's pretty low.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I'd
thinking back
unleash
to the,
this
like,
goofus.
Really thankful to our
Go ahead,
sponsor for
Vaughn.
making all of this possible.
I just think back
Can
to
we get a
Wayne's
sponsor up
like
on the
fax
screen?
stream where he just gave
There
people a
we
fax
go.
number and they just sent him shit. So yeah, I imagine he could get like $5 for this.
Yeah, I would act like a goofus like this for a Twitch sub. So you know.
All right. So
a whole
I guess
corn
it's time
chip.
for more wild prizes. Let's go. Next on the
I am not known to
What?
say no to the bit.
Is it the demonstration thing that you have to do? Okay, go. Okay.
Well, it looks like
Okay,
we
go. Okay.
are going to have a live demonstration of some fresh marine product. Come on in, Spampton.
Spampton will now try one.
Yeah.
Camera quality is truly something.
Fresh. Tastes like fresh.
Okay. What is that?
Yeah. Fresh.
Tastes like.
Beefus.
Ah.
That's the
okay.
thing that other Spamptons come out of, by the way.
Yep. Yep.
For boys in blue. Okay.
Okay.
I think this one's a girl.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh.
no.
Oh.
Oh no. Chubby bunny. Chubby bunny. I did
I thought it was
mistakenly
Stuffy
be like,
Bunny.
the Chubby Bunny challenge? That's stupid. Marshmallows compact, and they're so yummy. How could anyone have trouble with this? And then I was like drooling on myself.
Rip. Rest in absolute pieces.
Peepus. Rest in Peepus. There's another bumper. Might have missed one, but still.
Spampton Value Network, Hamburger Royalty, and the Canadian Consumer Product Safety Commission want you to know about the mandatory Spampton Nutrinose. The product may
Fatal explosions reported is what that said at the bottom, by the way.
throw the product away or return it to a hamburger restaurant.
What about this would explode? Somebody explain to me.
That's why it says
Slurry
don't
dispenser?
blow into it.
What substance do you know that explodes when you blow on it?
Blowing.
Okay, so there's a chemical in there that it must interact in a certain order, because if you blow it the opposite direction, they mix and it creates a violent explosion, a la nitroglycerin from Wild Wild West.
Can you leave, please? Please leave. All right, go to the phone. The phone. The phone. All right, folks. Now we have a very special caller on the line. Someone you know and love, to announce the winners of the auction for the Birdie
Hydrate.
statue and the Mona Spampton. We have a very special guest, world famous composer Tony Fox. Tony.
Tony, Tony, man.
Tony. Hey, Tony. Tony. Who are you?
Jarvis, sell my peepus.
Tony, it's time to head over the prizes. The wild prize.
I don't know you. I don't know what you are.
You can't have it. Tony, don't play dumb. We know you have the prizes. It's time to hand them over.
No, you can't have it.
Tony.
I need it.
No, Tony. Tony, what are we talking about? Tony.
I need them.
Tony. No. Tony. Tony. Tony Fox, everybody.
Tony Fox, everybody.
And winners.
Haggis, my dear.
All right, and of course,
Great name.
What would the Spampton Value Network be without a wild prize block? Again, let's do it. Spampton, play us on. Let's go to those prizes. First up, we have
Peepus Big Shot Fantasy Ship Ring.
Oh shit.
See your fantasy come true. The 3 Peepus 3-peat. Only a legend could do it in their dreams. Finally, you think it's time for the words you always wanted to hear. You did it. I'm proud of you. But no one will say that. No one.
Oof.
Engraved wristwatch. Punchy, mama, do my eyes deceive me? A real genuine watch. How did this get on there? We can't sell this. It's too much value. Bye, bye, bye. If this is yours, I'm sorry. Special news. Scientists are baffled that local salesman Spampton has invented a new dimension. You're gonna need a special 3D glasses you can't see through for this, because if you look too long, you'll cry from the beauty. Hot mamas in your area, real wine glass 100% replica. I can't admit it, folks. I put my mouth on this. Break the emergency glass and do the same. That's 2 indirect kisses, double the value, all free. I feel sick. Warning, please do not break the glass, please. Skeleton snow globe. Wow, I can't believe we're allowed to show this on TV. The most famous, hottest skeleton. Swallow your droll, because now he can be yours. Engraved with Spampton's name, so you can always know the only person you can trust.
Didn't know you were part of Skelly.
That's right, folks. It's everyone. All the ones, the big and the small, the little and the large. Everyone is here, and they won't let me have a single one. I'm fuming. I'm zooming. And if you like that, you'll love this.
I'll be real. He's been fucking blowing my mind with just all of this that I have not caught any of the lore bits. You're gonna have to point them out to me after bumper.
There's not a lot of lore bits in the video itself. You can hear some of like the music and stuff.
Got it.
And there's like some things. Like the TV is talking about Tenna. You hear some of the Cyberworld music.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff that's lore related is buried in like the website that was associated with the event.
Got it. So that's what you meant by this spawned some of the most information we have about lore and stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy. Stranger Things music.
I also only just realized that's Balp.
I'll dress in 9 face and in 9 costume and smile while odes to your greatness I croon. I'll lend my life force. I'll give all my power. Even if doing I die in 1 hour. It's all for this message. Listen forth to my plea. Play Spampton Wars now. Free on Peepus 3. Play Spampton Wars now. Free on Peepus 3.
Just only very loosely repeating the words.
They are not in unison at all. They did not practice this.
Nope.
Please pay $4.99 now. And now for our final prizes. Spanton engraved wedding ring. Over the years, I've given you countless bleh. Now, it's your chance to be a big shot of your own and give one to me.
Don't you want to be a big shot? Be a big shot.
Or have any other easily exploitable qualities.
Do you think there's another world where his name is like Pamton, and instead of being a big shot, he wants to be a small shot?
I was gonna say, and he's just the wife from King of the Hill.
Spanton ass! Spanton ass! Yes! Spanton yes! Spanton yes! The one and only Spanton body pillow!
Huge ass can be cuddled. Won't smell for long.
Using my huge ass as a pillow? Okay, I'm gonna
Daily washing required.
And when I say it, everyone in the audience say
Things will get toasty.
Real loud, okay? Need the mics to hear you. Don't you want to cuddle me all
If it
night long
begins
using
to
my
talk,
huge ass as a
just
pillow?
let it be.
If it begins to talk, just let it be.
And here are our winners.
It has some real like talking fish energy. Do y'all remember those? The fucking wallfish that had like a button and they were
Yeah,
like,
my dad had one.
Oh my god.
We had one in the house.
No.
Have you seen the video of the person who hooked up their fish to Alexa?
Yes, yes, I have. It's really fucking funny.
That's alarming. I feel like we're not supposed to see this.
That's another. I'm putting another 2
The only
bumpers
home of
in.
wild prizes and Spanton's beautiful eyes.
There was the only thing I remember about like the talking wallfish is that there was a video related to one that I found like in high school on YouTube where it like runs out of battery and does like the slow-mo voice, and I remember it made me laugh like literally harder than anything else in the world.
Hey guys, is this on? Sorry it took so long for the stream. We just had some
stream?
Technical difficulties.
This is the stream.
We got this report that someone's been doing some kind of like really creepy fake broadcast. Just want to let you know that's not us. They've been selling bootleg merchandise.
I talked to Spampton hired me.
Carbine knives or something. It's ridiculous.
No, there's Spampton value
But
items.
it's okay. So we got their information. We're taking some, action, and once things go through, we'll be able to put a real stream on for you guys. Okay? So just hold tight.
So for our next item, Spampton sniper rifle. Can we get that up on the screen? Can we get that up on the screen?
Huh?
Looks like we're having a little issue, folks. Yeah, nothing than a big shot like Spampton A. Spampton can't fix. So let's just wait a second and. I'm not Spampton. I'm not Spampton. Let me go, please, please. I swear this wasn't my idea. I swear I'm not really Spampton. I'm just an impersonator. Just an actor. I was Ironson. I was just gonna be a Spampton.
The suggestion that the United States government is aware of Spampton in some way, shape, or form it brings a small bit of insanity to my brain.
That's Bitcoin energy.
The color is just so wild.
Some real fucking JoJo Part 4 energy.
Oh, it's so real. Y'all can fight me on this. The Diamond is Unbreakable best season.
I thought you were going to say bad, and I was going to have to kill you if you said that.
No,
Yeah, I was really buckling myself up for like an extra spicy like.
No, Josuke is my favorite JoJo. I don't care if that's a basic bitch take. Josuke is my favorite JoJo.
Listen, we need things to be good enough that the basic bitch take is the right take. All right, I need media that's good enough that everybody has the same opinion about it because it's right.
Well, I will say a lot of JoJo's fans are Steel Ball Run fans.
It's, as someone who also really likes Steel Ball Run, it's also after Araki did the unforgivable to Jolene. So part 4 is the best.
Yeah. Stone Ocean breaks my heart.
I just want to throw in "It's a Lovely Day" to Duang.
Duang. Bakshin. Bakshin.
That horse girl shit away from me. Get it out of here.
No!
I can never be free.
I sent it to you with 100 more edits on TikTok that you must watch.
No.
That was probably 20 plus bumpers in that entire thing. Which is amazing. I'm assuming there's no way there's not a last little thing. Oh, rip.
Now you can be a big shot.
You're all big shots. Alrighty. Oh, we're not watching whatever this is, but
Baldur's
it's
Gate
not
3
letting
is
me.
famous
No,
for
no,
its beloved
don't
companion-
do this to me today. We're not watching. We're not advertising some other Baldur's Gate YouTuber today. Sorry. Yeah, that is the Spampton sweepstakes. What the fuck, y'all?
Yeah. So a lot of the information that cropped up was, I forget the name of the website, but there was a website that was like, that had a lot of the
website.
Okay, it's just the website. There was like a website that they had to host the like interface for bidding on stuff and everything, but also it had some like extra little like fun flavor bits to things, and in some of the flavor bits you could start poking around and finding URLs that weren't linked anywhere but did exist and like had stuff on them.
Oh shit. So like what kind of stuff
Yeah.
was in them?
It's a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot of I guess to kind of go over it. There's some holiday family lore. There's some like kind of general fun info. Giving you like the kind of like subtle gist of it. A decent chunk of some of the lens of it is through the idea of like you being on the like in Deltarune's internet pretty much. You can find
on the
like,
Deltarune internet. Got it.
Yeah, you can find some like boards that were like written by Noel. And like you can see like Birdly and some of like the other characters interacting on like these like forums and such. As well as just like a bunch of like things alluding to like stuff that would happen in chapter 3 and 4. Either like some just like kind of blatant stuff, whether it was like here's just a character design of a thing that you will see. Like I think El Nino and La Nina were revealed through the Spampton Sweepstakes website.
Hell yeah.
Also the green room it was also revealed through it. There's some like kind of other general stuff. Really big thing there is just kind of like some lore on Noel that kind of alludes to like some of the other stuff that happens in like chapters 3 and 4. I think more specifically like 4. It's either like late 3 or 4. where you do some of this stuff with like the mic fight. There's some stuff that's like alluded to in that. As well as just some kind of like general stuff of Noel kind of just speaking out into the ether that is the internet.
Yeah. Typical YA internet experience.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said the Deltarune internet, all I imagined was the skating game.
I think that might also be there, if I remember correctly.
All right. Well, I'm keeping this open. Are there any other videos y'all want to show off or want to share?
I don't know about videos. There was one, like, I don't know if I'd call it like a theory, but like a reality of the game thing that I'm like curious if you've clicked onto.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like, how do I want to say this? Like inklings of subtle like romance and like crushes forming between the characters.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it took me a little bit to like actually, like I think I had to go through like a second or third playthrough before I really started seeing it. But just the absolute disaster that is the Fun Gang all being good friends with each other, and I think all having confusing feelings more so for each other in some way is alarming.
Susie definitely has some sort of like affection. Like the obvious one is there's some sort of affection for Noelle, right? Like they have their there is obvious like attraction between the two of them and flirtation between the two of them and interest between the two of them. But it is interesting because you have like scenes with Chris and Susie where like Chris they are acting with Susie in ways that we don't get to dictate. For example, like a good example of that is the way that Chris is so protective and defensive towards Susie, not in the actions we take. Quite often the times where Chris will take over from us are times where Susie's in danger and they need to do something. And I do think that Chris, not us, Chris has affection towards Susie. I also think that there's definitely some strange amorous feelings between that Ralsei has for various members and is just way too self-deprecating to act or even bring it up.
I mean, especially when you start looking at the story with the queer lens, it's like, of course, Ralsei feels a very confusing, like crush and or admiration and or envy for Susie, who is very like gender non-conforming, society non-conforming being who's just like very butch, very freely starting to explore a crush that she might have on a girl, like.
And then the relationship with Chris kind of echoing that, because it's very clear that Ralsei has affection towards Chris. And we're unclear what that affection is at the moment. But it is definitely something I was picking up on.
If you want the link, the recent link that I sent in the general call text chat would be good to look into. And I can kind of tell you where like the important things to click on would probably be.
Copy link.
There you go. So this was the website that was up whilst the charity stuff was happening.
Heck yeah. Okay, so what's important?
If you want to, there's some like sound and stuff that you might want to listen to that you might want to like turn the other music down for. I think immediately if you scroll down to the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
There's this site is a part of a game and glitches secret web ring. Is where you want to click.
Today, the official Dragon Blazers website was updated with a bunch of weird links. I searched around the official website for clues, found about 40 pages so far. Doesn't seem to be an ARG as there's no puzzles. It doesn't lead to anything. Anyone else think the devs have been eating a little too much fruitcake this year? Okay. Alright, well. That's enough of that. Guide me, Momo.
I mean, you interact like it with a normal web page. What stuff can you click?
Okay.
Try clicking around.
Got it. That's what you mean. Mod. Prank calling my phone. Okay, so this is clearly Noel. Smart genius new admin. Okay, okay, Birdly. An excellent idea, my fellow mod. How are they still calling me? Sorry, my computer's bugged. Sure. Admin panel isn't working. I can't give you privileges. Your old posts are up with the number still. You're saying I should delete my posts? I may worship you as a mod, but that's too far. Oh my god. With a flick of my wing, your computer will sing. I accidentally deleted Minecraft and it took all day how to figure out it to get it work again. Okay. Oh, and then he put server details. Honey. Yeah. Removed by mod. Sports. Bye, sports.
You can click on the other blue text on the base one there. The clues text.
If you have no pets, it is known there's a rare chance for an egg to appear, giving you a random pet. This is the only way to get some of the secret cats in the game, which are still super rare on top of that. There's a lot of waiting for eggs, hatching them, and throwing away tons of cats, trying to get the perfect character. Special. Never gotten a special egg before. Egg never hatched. No matter what I did, couldn't move or throw away the egg. I had so many mods installed that the egg didn't know what to hatch into. I mean, yeah, egg crack. Eventually faced my fears and loaded up the game. Egg was there, but it didn't seem to be doing anything. Brushing it and playing it with it like a pet. The egg was gone. Left home due to happiness. Huh. Wild. Everyone's heard of snow days, but did anyone else ever have rain days? It was pouring so hard it sounded like someone was jumping on the roof. So mom called the school and made them cancel just so I wouldn't have to walk. Like, come on, mom. A little water never hurt anyone except for deep sea cave divers. At least because of that, my friend could come over with an umbrella. Why? She was totally soaked. We had to put through my mom's hair dryers on full blast for 30 minutes. Anyways, on days where it rains, nothing is better than playing cat petters, mini games, jongler. Remember being into the games when I was little. I can't remember the name because it was complete nonsense. It's an endless fight, if that made sense. I even made a guide to the rarities. Lowered how many points I had, and then I died immediately. Actually, I get the feeling someone else. Super fun fact, on a related note, the same games even make a cameo in Cat Petters the RPG, which, like, everything good is kind of a ripoff of Dragon Blazers, if I'm being honest. Okie dokie. Let my bias show for a second here. You guys really, really should play it, though. As usual, if anyone thinks they can find proof, try it yourself and let me know. P.S. about my friend, she came over and I said, because I said I was going to cat petters, she thought that meant I was going to pet her.
Oh. Who would that be?
So Catty, probably. Made a cat named after the game. Not corrupt that one. Okay. Try it herself. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Remember these guys?
Oh! Holy hell.
Oh my god. Burn.
Is this also where the Lancer page comes from, Wally?
There it is. Hey, look. Isn't this familiar? You got it really fast, too.
I imagine that's Toby sleeping instead of...
Do you see the links up there, by the way? The links of these are very important. The names of the links, rather, are very important to pay attention to.
Grow would the forest lost where? Where would the lost forest grow?
Lost where the forest would grow.
Yeah, the text that the horrible, whatever the fuck they are, gives to us. I imagine that's Toby sleeping instead of actually making the content for this section to exist. Because valid.
Is it just that behind everyone?
I think you could look for the one that looks like the egg, like how you do in the game, and I believe you can scroll as you see on the bottom.
Yeah, you can scroll on the side. Yeah, on the there's a
Yeah.
And there it is.
Man, I don't know how y'all ever find this fucking thing.
It's now the 5th one from there, right there.
No, Mega Man Xander, this has nothing related to the eggs we've been collecting.
Why not click on it?
That would be weird if they were related. What?
A good one you could go to is deltarune.com/icy, IACEE.
Oh my god.
There you got the poor children. Yep. So I think if you stay here for a while, I think what happens is, do you remember the face? Like the silly face that shows up in the dark and shows up, if that's recall correctly. But yeah, you can do deltarune.com/icy ICEE. You having fun?
Yeah, it actually is kind of fun. Huh?
What's that? Do you remember painting?
Yeah.
Do you remember painting until we eventually just got a tree?
Yeah, I do. Now we
Yeah.
have a tree. What the fuck?
And this just takes you back to the
Yeah.
end section.
Wild. Wild. Anyway, you said deltarune.com/icy?
Yeah. ICEE.
The sighting comes again, courtesy of Noel Holiday. The other night I went down to eat leftover pizza, but when I went down it was dark and I couldn't find the switch, and I saw Icy on the box and he winked at me. I screamed. Only my sister believes me. An update to the sighting. Story update. My sister burned the box in the grass to kill it and smelled like charcoal pizza. Oh, charcoal. She burned out Icy eyes and he looked evil, and as he took it and said we should bury the box, and Chris dug a hole in the graveyard, and I was so scared a zombie would come up. I tried to say, Chris, I'm scared. They turned around with the box over their face and screamed, so Des hit them and took it away, and I think it's going to come kill me.
There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot to unpack. Huh?
That's purposeful. That's the 90s 404 not found page. That's what it used to look like.
Wild. Wild shit. Wild shit.
And then you can do /December. There's another one, I believe.
December.
Oh no, that's just that. Yeah. And then where is the you can do /Lancer for me real quick. Just humor
Sure.
me. Click on him. Hit that boy.
Oh ho, you just got Lancered.
I had this open on a web page full screened on my alt monitor as if it were a wallpaper for like months.
Amazing.
You can do /Dess, DESS.
Before we click off the page, Skelly, can you give us can you give us a ho ho ho?
Oh, you just got lantern.
Thank you.
Everything's fine.
I think this name sounds familiar.
It seems fine.
Yeah, all of this stuff is essentially responsible for anybody and everybody who knew about deaths going into chapter 3 and 4. Because if you're someone who just like is kind of playing Deltarune as it's coming out and not super like online in those community spaces, you have no reason to really like know who Des is in those like until those chapters really. There's just the one monologue with Noelle in Cybertown or Cyberworld that's just like my sister, but you have no reason to think about it more. But
I
everybody who
definitely
saw
was thinking
sweepstakes-
about the sister pretty immediately, just for various reasons. Just because the echoes the Azrael too much.
Yeah.
Then I'll lead you through some that are just blog posts from Noelle.
Oh yeah.
You can do /Chris_Dreamer_Chris.
Huh. Okay.
There's another R.
This is a private post, only friends can see this. Oh wow.
Hey, what's that sound?
That's Chris's piano playing.
Yeah.
Oh, can someone link a video of the piano conversations? Like the
yeah.
Because I think that's one last thing I want to check out in this stream.
Clary, it would be cool if you read these out too. You do that, and I can grab the piano thing.
Oh yeah. Is this
You
Noelle?
should stop the music though. Yeah. All
Oh,
of
yeah,
these
yeah,
posts
this
that are
is
coming up
Noelle.
are all Noelle blog posts.
I'm like,
And
I'm like
absolutely.
zoning out. I'm like half zoning out playing Fufa. So I I was like half in, half out. Okay. It's funny. There was a time when they were coming over almost every day. We'd play and we'd play. Then after a while, they would suddenly get very still. Like they were remembering something. They'd go into the dining room to get a snack. Then after a few moments, I'd hear the piano. The first few times, I went in to watch them play, but when they realized I was looking, they'd always shut the piano and come back. So over time, I just started staying on the couch in the living room. I'd lie there, listening to them play, sometimes for hours, sometimes even until I fell asleep. Even then, what were they thinking about me? Maybe they weren't thinking about me at all. They didn't have a piano at their house, so they probably just came over to use mine. Even then, with my eyes open, there were times when I wasn't even sure if we were friends. When I closed my eyes, it felt like a concert, just for me.
Damn. More evidence on the Noelle has kind of had a crush on Chris for a bit thing.
That or just like is uncertain where they were as kids, right? Because
it's that
think
kind of
about
thing
it,
where like when you have childhood friends and you like grow up, you're like unsure how, and like there are even childhood friends, quote unquote, that I was unsure if they were friends. Like that's a very real experience.
it's also like Chris is coming over and hanging out with Des more than they're hanging out with Noelle, right? So in these moments where they are just hanging out with Noelle, who's already so kind of like put on by Carol to be like the good kid and everything, is just like where do I stand with you? Like I'm the antithesis of what you are. Like as a kid, subconsciously realizing that, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
I put the next following links in the general call thing, as well as the piano thing that you can watch after we do that. They should all be in order.
All right, y'all. Unfortunately, I must away.
Rest well,
thing I must
Skelly.
attend to.
Take care, bud.
Have a good one.
All right, bye, y'all.
See you later, bud.
ya.
I still need to corner Skelly and talk about Vintage Story.
I'm sure when they're not dealing with medical stuff that he'd be happy to chat with you about it.
Yeah. Okay. I barely ever receive fan mail. No pressure, guys. But just in case I ever get an email from anyone out there, I have this habit of always reading my spam mail just in case it's someone real. Mostly it's just weird stuff like Hochi Mamas can get big too. Promise I wasn't looking at any weird sites, guys. Okay?
Sure,
But one
bud.
day, but one day, one of the sorry, the intrusive thoughts that like hit my brain like a jackhammer. Okay. But one day, one of the spams I got was nothing but random letters and numbers. I figured it was probably a failed attempt at sending me a virus, but I thought, what if I tried putting it into a Cat Petters 2 as a mod? So I did, and weirdly enough, it actually managed to load. For people that don't know the game, it has a special visual style. All the pets are made of circles that get animated around. One circle will be the head, another the eyes, another the pupil, another the body, etc. But I guess the game didn't like the data very much because this pet was only one blue circle. Yeah, just one blue circle floating in the air. The animations didn't work and it never moved, except for occasionally glitching out. All the stats were really bad, and all of my pets hated it, except for certain ones. Lol. I couldn't explain why anyone liked it, but it was really funny to see who did. What's weird is the circles seem to be able to multiply. Normally you need 2 pets to fall in love to make a new pet, but after a while, even if the circle is by itself, a congratulations message would come up, and there would be 2 circles. I thought this was funny, but the circles started piling up. I tried to throw them in the trash, but they were multiplying too fast. My screen was nothing but congratulation messages when the game crashed. Needless to say, I had to wipe all my pets. Lesson learned about using files from weird emails. Until next time, dun dun dun!
Put some stuff in the general call chat for no reason at all.
That's a weird looking cat.
Smiles.
Ma, hey Ma, Ma, there's a weird fucking cat outside.
Ma, there's a weird fucking cat outside!
Ma, there's this weird fucking cat outside. Until next time. Huh. Okay. Oh god, that one's not fun to type.
Oh.
Yeah, what's up?
Just watching you, just the 3s as E's and having to underscore in the 1s.
Yerp.
All right. So that new girl I keep talking about, she really, really, really hates Chris. And you know what's weird? Literally only Chris seems oblivious to this. Or no. Are they oblivious? They're literally getting bullied. Do they just not care? Then again, who knows what Chris is thinking? I just don't get why they don't tell their mom. Or better, switch seats with me, like I keep saying, lol. I guess they just don't want to be, sorry, I have to like zoom. Can you zoom in a little bit? It's hard for me to...
Yeah.
My eyes are bad, so some of the letters kind of blend together, and then I'm like, oh.
Just tell me when you need me to scroll.
Yeah, of course. Or better switch seats with me, blah, 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 blah. I guess they just don't want to be at the front of the class, but she doesn't ever bully me, even when there'd be a huge opportunity to do so. Come on, switch seats. Everyone would be safer that way. Like, you're not gonna believe what happened today, lol. After the bell rang, as usual, everyone rushed to see who could get out of class first. I stayed behind a bit to help Alphys put away some books and look for some mysteriously missing supplies. Meanwhile, Chris was still asleep, face down on a totally blank notebook page, and for some reason, Susie hadn't left either. She was just sitting there, staring at Chris's head, sniffing it? I wonder if she'd like scented candles. Eventually, I started to leave too. I even almost said bye this time. But I was a bit worried about Chris, so I stayed outside the classroom to, watch. I had to stay totally out of sight. Holiday family ninja style. Since Susie didn't seem like she was going to do anything until she made sure I was gone. Were you going to say something, Leah?
No, just funny phrasing. That's all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, Susie got up, knocking her chair over. She jumped into Miss Alphys's seat and put her shoes up on the desk, getting dirt everywhere. I just know I'm going to have to clean that. She grabbed the apple Birdley had given Alphys a few days ago. You know, one of the ones she has literally never eaten. Held it up and started talking. Molly.
Hey, idiot.
Chris didn't look up.
Hey, idiot.
Chris still didn't look up.
Chris.
Chris looked up. Susie rolled her eyes and showed all of her horrible and very cool teeth.
Mm-hmm.
That shampoo, apple flavor, right? Better be careful about wearing that around me.
Then she bit the whole apple in half, including the core. Oh, she even ate the seeds, which contain arsenic if you don't know, so be careful. Don't eat those, Susie. Anyway, Chris didn't react, so she continued.
Keep smelling like apples? You might end up like this.
Chris didn't react.
Bit.
She pointed to the apple.
In half.
There was like the most awkward silence and then snickering. But it wasn't Susie. No, it was Chris, just barely stifling some laugh. Did they think that was some kind of weird joke? Whatever.
Oh my god. Susie reminds Chris of Des.
Yeah.
That, I mean, but like, I know it's like obvious, but like, that's why Chris likes Susie. Like, just like as a friend, like Chris outside of us, like in liking Susie, that's why Chris cares for and is defensive towards Susie.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Where was I?
Sorry. Just was like, oh.
No. You're all good. I'm just trying to refine where I. Whatever it was, Susie must have thought she was getting made fun of because she immediately just launched the apple right at Chris. But Chris, with their gamer reaction speed, held up their notebook like a shield and blocked it diagonally, bouncing it into the air and actually caught the apple, then took a bite out of it. Gosh, though, did that make Susie mad.
You little...
She ran over and grabbed Chris by the hair, staring into their face. Really close. I froze. I knew that if I didn't do anything, Chris would get hurt, or worse, but something inside me just froze. I just stood there, holding my breath, and Susie kept talking.
We also, I didn't realize how long this was. We don't have to read through all of this.
I mean, we're nearly done.
Okay.
But if you don't want it, that's fine.
My throat hurts a little bit, so I can't do my Susie as easily. Otherwise,
I'll cover Susie for you. Where were we at?
One day your mom's gonna get sick of you.
Yeah, one day.
One day your mom's gonna get sick of you, you little freak. And as soon as that happens,
Susie laughed. I felt genuinely sick.
Someone might make you disappear, and then she'll finally realize how happy she was without you.
But after that, Chris didn't say anything at all. Susie exploded.
Say something, you idiot!
It felt like her voice echoed around the room forever. Then, when it finally went quiet, Chris's mouth looked like it moved. To be honest, moved so slightly. I couldn't even tell if they said something or what, but whatever it was, Susie's attitude suddenly completely changed. She let go of Chris, backing off quickly, then left the room in such a hurry she easily would have won today's leaving first race. I really wish I could have seen her reaction, but I was so scared she would see me that I literally just jumped into my locker. In the end, all I could see through the little slats was her shape from behind, going towards the entrance of the school with her head held low. Finally, I heard the entrance door close. I sighed, and suddenly all the frozen feeling that had built up in my chest flew out of my body all at once. Holy cheese and crackers, I said to myself. I almost started laughing from relief. Then, suddenly, my locker's door flung open. Chris was standing there. I started to stutter hello, and they just slowly shut the door on me and left. Well, that just happened. Lol. I ordered apple shampoo. Maybe if I wear it too, she won't bother Chris as much.
Oh my god. That's the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, absolutely.
Baby, if I wear apple shampoo too, she'll leave. Oh my god.
Then the switching seat stuff.
Lesbians. Well, damn. There's one more, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ice Palace Glacier. Oh, wrong way. Oh, it's a dog. Is this still Noel? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did anyone else wander around this screen as a kid? The cross shape. Do you want me to keep voicing these? I don't have to.
I
having
don't
a
mind.
great time,
I enjoy the shit out of it, but if you don't
Okay.
have to, I'm happy to read it if you don't want to.
No. I love reading it. I just don't want to be taking anyone's time if they don't want me to be doing it.
Do it. Take that limelight.
Fuck yeah. Did anyone else wander around this screen as a kid? The cross-shaped maze in the ice area from Dragon Blazers. Once you go in it, no matter where you go, you'll always be brought back to the same room. Normally, one of the characters is supposed to guide you through the maze, but it became one of the most famous, or should I say infamous, parts of the game because if you go there without that character, you'll basically get stuck forever. The developers actually say something about this in the manual. It warns you this glitch is actually one of the bad guys' magic spells. Yeah. Sorry guys. I think you were just eating a little too much fruitcake when making this part of the game. As a kid, I had no idea that this was a glitch. I literally spent hours on the screen wandering around thinking there was an exit. The thing is, there actually is one. Somehow, Kid Me was so stubborn, I think I went every single possible direction somehow. Then, the last direction you go is up. If you do that, you'll find a door that doesn't appear anywhere else in the game. This shocked me so much as a kid, I screamed and pulled my controller so hard it unplugged the console. I actually started crying. But I knew my mom would turn off the game if she heard me, so I held my breath and started hiccuping and gasping. I literally thought I was going to choke on my tears. It only made me cry more that I had to... It only made me cry more that I had to plug the game back in by myself. I was so scared that I would get electrocuted and die from the wires. I was actually always afraid of electrical sockets too because I thought they were looking at me. Come on, I wasn't a weird kid, I promised. I got over it after that. So I started the game again with my hands shaking. I went back into the maze. But what's super weird was that somehow I was able to get right back to the door. I was so happy I almost started screaming again, but remembered to hold my breath halfway. Now, I was going to be able to see what was in the secret door, or so I thought. It was locked, and I've never been able to find any key in the game that opens it. Since then, I can actually get to the door pretty consistently if I concentrate. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and it feels different every time, so I can't give any advice. I know this sounds really, really fake, but if anyone ever figures out a way to open the door, please, please, please sign my guest book. I'll even put you in my Hall of Fame, you know, so there can be someone in it besides me.
This is the game from chapter 3.
Mm-hmm. Kind of just confirming it's Dragon Blazers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got through the door. We should probably sign the guest book.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, it just leads back.
I know,
That's
I
all.
know. I figured it would, but it was still.
No, no, we can't sign Noel's guest book.
If you want to at any point, the Deltarune fandom wiki is pretty good. It just give you, if you want to look at anything else, it tells you all of the stuff that's in the Spampton sweepstakes.
Hell yeah. I'll probably go through that at some point on my own time. Let's just check out this songs thing. Skip.
Not sure if this shows all the interactions they have, but I think so.
What a pretty melody. It's like a lullaby. That sounds so friendly and sweet. That melody's a title.
Annoying.
Annoying?
I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't.
Oh!
What? You gonna serenade Rouse with that one?
Susie?
Nothing. Just thought it was a kind of cool song. That one's kind of nice. What if I could learn it on guitar?
Oh, that's Mr. Earl's theme.
Like the theme of him getting his ass kicked. Hell yeah, that's majestic.
Perhaps the old man would enjoy that one. How emotional.
Maybe you should play that for your mom. You know, she hasn't heard you play in a while. Man, fuck you. Man, fuck, get it out of here. Dude, stop messing around.
F's in chat.
What's that song? It's like crap. feel like I heard that one. Yeah, that's right. Rosse was humming it earlier.
Oh, was I? Sorry. Crying.
I need to watch that again.
So good.
Yeah. That's funny. Holy shit.
Yep. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Huh? Why'd you play it so different? Are you, like, nervous or something?
I thought they were both really nice renditions.
Does he?
Amazing. You played the whole thing, Chris.
I don't know. It sounded kind of off. Isn't there a switcher key or something you gotta use?
It sounded nice without it, too.
Huh. That is very interesting.
With that, I hate to interrupt, but I must away for a TTRPG.
I was actually probably going to call it here after we figured out what it is that I'm going to be streaming next. So, you know what? Feel free to head
Yeah.
out there. Have a good one, Clary.
Yeah, I'll stick my head in. I'll stick my neck in chat so I can yell about whatever game we're gonna play next.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. All right. So, we are now deciding what game we are going to play in the interim. So, for anyone wondering what the plan is, we are still going to do the Deltarune Weird route. I am going to wait a little bit. I want to take a little bit of a break and like let the game sit with me. I don't want to dive right into the Weird route right after finishing the normal route. Personally, not that I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just personally don't want to do that. So I'm going to be playing a game on this slot in the meantime, and when we finish with that game, we will come back to Deltarune with the Weird route, and hopefully by then we'll be able to. My goal is to take the Weird route and like when the new chapter comes out, finish the Weird route first, and do it that way. So. Yeah, we'll be getting there after this, but in the meantime, the two games that I had on my list were Mouthwashing and Nier. I had a bunch of games. Well, thank God whoever that was. Yeah, I have no idea who that was. Real annoying. Uh, but yeah, the idea is, no, the ideas I had were Mouthwashing and Nier Automata or Nier Replicant. I would love to hear from my friends if there's anything they'd like to see, or they would stick around or hang out in this time slot to watch me play in the meantime.
I'm a big Nier fan.
Should I play Replicant?
Pardon? Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Should I play Replicant?
You know, I think so.
All right. Thanks, Vaughn. Are there any other opinions? Any other thoughts? I haven't played Replicant, so it'd be blind for you if that's any sway. I mean, it'd be cool to do a blind run with you, Clary. We could experience it together. I have basically no experience with the Nier series, so it would be me touching it for the first time, which I'd be very excited to do. So I think with that, by this time next week, I will have download or re-downloaded, I guess, Nier Replicant, and that is what we're gonna be cooking on. And we'll probably do Nier Replicant, and then maybe come back to Deltarune after that, and then do Automata, or we might do Automata. It just depends on when the next Deltarune chapter comes out and how long it takes us to finish.
Yeah.
Exciting.
But yes, that is the plan. So we will, for any folks who want, and I will be advertising this on other things, but feel free to come next week if you want to check out another weird, emotional RPG game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, let's take this gravy train somewhere. Oh, Arkoff is on, and I know Arkoff is a big fan of Nier. So we're gonna raid Arkoff, and the message is, I'm starting Nier.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Stay behind for sure. Like it's the usual trope of fantasy RPG games. Is that
actually,
you go
I'm just
through
gonna
some
do
of the final
starting
dungeons and your
Nier.
friends start sacrificing themselves for you to progress. That's the usual
done.
feel. And they always come
y'all
back
say
later.
hi to Arkoff,
We say this
Arkoff
multiple
and Brack, your
times
cool
to Final
peeps,
Fantasy XIV,
and we'll see
even in
you
Walker.
next week.
Classic.
Same time,
So,
same queer
we
place.
need to see the ones that we need to
Bye
get
now.
ready first. So bring in Pyrrhus, Pyrrhus the third.
Okay, wow.
And we're out.